Hey, I just wanted to catch you up on some of the things that are happening with WiLD Leaders. Some of you know that on June 30th, my life changed, and for 25 years, I have had my feet in both the academic world as a scientist and researcher on university campuses, and also in a leadership role for WiLD Leaders and for this organization. And on June 30th, it changed because I left an institution that I loved dearly, but it was that moment where I felt called, and like the purpose of my next step in my journey is to invest deeply in supporting the development of courageous and sacrificial leaders through our work at WiLD Leaders. And if you don't know, WiLD stands for Whole and Intentional Leader Development. And I wanted to just give you a glimpse into what's coming next, because we're pretty excited about all these different initiatives that we're doing. And one of these things is that we have a deep passion and expertise in architecting developmental learning spaces. And if you know our work and the fundamental structure of that is the WiLD Toolkit, which we describe as kind of the backbone or the skeleton of and the scaffolding that we provide for people's development across 10 developmental moments that are quite literally a tool or an assessment and a personalized feedback report that brings your narrative alongside some measures of progress for your developmental journey. That's the skeleton. But what we also know is that it's the conversations that are the catalysts, that are literally the flesh and blood, what's living around that skeleton that create a whole experience developmentally. So I want to just give you some of the things that we're excited about. There are 5 things, but bear with me because it's pretty simple stuff. One is that, as many of you know, we launched what's called a WiLD Conversation every Friday. It's a no-cost opportunity to jump in with leaders from around the country, like-minded people who are really interested in what does whole leader development look like and how do I develop myself. So we've gone into some deep content, but made it in a way that is engaging, where you get to interact with some amazing leaders. So I'd love to have you come any Friday for that and just to jump into that conversation. The second thing is that the toolkit is designed as both something you can do as an intensive moment or as more drawn out. And so over the actual your entire year as a developmental sort of structure for your year, for some of you, for you individually, and for others of you who are using the toolkit in your organization for your entire leadership team or for the people across your organization. But we're going to be launching on Tuesdays what's going to be called a weekly WiLD experience. And so it'll be a 1-hour conversation where we're going to go through the entire developmental rhythm of this whole leader development system and tools, so that anybody who has access to the tools will be able to jump into that conversation anytime. And so that's launching very, very soon, the weekly WiLD experience. We also do quarterly, some of you have been involved in this, a WiLD experience intensive that's over 2 half days, where we go through the entire toolkit in 2 half days. And one leader recently described that as a reunion with clarity. And so that's actually coming up this Thursday and Friday. But we do that for those of you that want that sort of high dose moment that you can then carry forward through your year. That's an awesome experience. And then something that I want to mention that we're really excited about is launching in this fall is our Executive Fellows program. So for anyone out there that you know that would want to apply for this program, it is for those of you out there who are saying, like, I don't have time to go back and get a complete graduate degree, but I want something more than a certificate in whole leader development. And so this is a rigorous, we describe it as a rigorous, a relational, and a very real and relevant kind of a process where we will be working through your development over the course of a year in a virtual context with leaders from around the country. And so we're really excited about this. So if you're one of those people that's saying, like, I was prepared to work in my discipline or my area of practice, whatever it is you do, whether you're a doctor, an attorney, an engineer, first time managing people, but I never was prepared for what it meant to actually be the leader. And so we're going to provide some real handholds for that experience in that Executive Fellows program. We'd love to see your application if that's something that you're drawn to. And you say, like, no one ever taught me how to lead or what it meant to be a leader. And we've got some tremendous things coming in that space. And then also there's the 5th thing. So we've got the WiLD Conversation, the weekly WiLD Experience, the WiLD Experience Intensive, the Executive Fellows program that's going to be it's over 3 days, 3 different times during the year. So it's intensive, but it's awesome for those of you that want to go deeper. And then finally, we've seen that so many of our partner organizations that we work with really wanted to, in this moment, find a scalable, cost-effective way to take their whole leader development efforts and actually offer a system within their organization that's beyond sort of a one-off. And so we've been working with a lot of organizations that way where you're able to run with it yourself. And so we'd love to talk to you about that if you want to reach out. But it's just really exciting stuff that's coming, and so grateful for so many of you partners and you wild leaders out there that are pouring into what it means to develop yourself and to invest deeply in the people within your influence. And so looking forward to this year and having a conversation with you. Please reach out to us at contact@wildleaders.org if you have any questions about any of that. So hope you're having a great day. And there's a lot going on in our world, but in spite of that, I hope you're finding moments of hope and possibility in the midst of some very challenging times for leaders and people across all contexts. So grateful for you.